See, the thing is, I want all the smoke. I ain't gonna hold you.
So I do want to ask you, because I'm literally on the phone with my homegirl last night, and I said, oh, bitch, I'm bringing this to the pod.
Oh, boy.
I'm bringing it to the pod.
I'm proud
What
of
do
you.
you mean? I said, are we in high school? So we're on the phone last night, and she's literally telling me how, like, she just had to add a body to her list. And I was like, what do you mean add a body to your list? And she's like, girl, I have a list of everyone I have had sex with for as far as I can remember in my notes in my phone. And I said, why do you carry around the devil with you, baby?
How old is she?
She's like almost 35. So I'm like, so she said that she had to, and she likes it to be chronological. So she was like, yeah, like I had to squeeze them in between two other names because I know when I was sleeping with them and what time. And I said,
this is exhausting.
to what purpose do you need to keep a list of the bodies you have slept with? And I told her, I said,
no,
girl, your period came. It doesn't matter anymore. They can't be the baby daddy.
It's also been been 7 years. It's like a credit report. It just fucking disappears. It's
they fall off after 7?
They fall off. They just don't even exist
I ain't
anymore.
gonna hold you. The fact that I was just in a year and some change relationship, I'm back to zero, bitch. I ain't been with nobody. I feel like once you've been in a relationship and you was really, I ain't gonna count the girls. But if I really was just with one penis for a year, that like eliminates all the other penises.
That's kind of amazing. That's an amazing train of thought. I do. Well, and because with my current boyfriend, right? Like he's the only person I've been with since we started talking, to be honest. Like since it was really like we were really romantically interested, I was like, I'm cool. I don't really want to fuck nobody else. I'm good. Like it was, and he can, yeah. It just, I wasn't interested.
I feel like as soon as you can't remember if it was good or not, it's off.
Shit.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
Like, and I ain't gonna hold you.
There's some bodies I think I forgot that were probably mistakes. Like
forgot, girl. I'm so mad.
Like there's some bodies I probably forgot, especially because like I'm a very emotional person. So even though, I've like
you did say you have feelings in your vagina.
Yeah, I have. My pussy has feelings, bro. It's fucked up. It is. It's fucked up because there's things like I wouldn't even think about it's like it convinces. It almost has like this fake convincing property in my vagina that says, well, now that you've shared this, we're connected. We're bonded. And it's like, nah, bitch, we're not. Not at all. This shit was not even, no, we're not bonded. This is not even getting repeated another time. Like, we're done here. Which is crazy because my brain works that way. My brain is like, okay, this was fun. Bye. And then, because I have that capacity, and it's a little sociopathic, I think. I think people that can like literally just completely detach and be like, all right, I can just forget about you altogether and never care about you, never talk to you again, never. I think that's a little sociopathic.
So you don't keep a list.
I don't keep a list.
But do you believe you remember everybody?
You know what I will say? I remember the encounters. Like I remember other details about this. If I'm thinking about the body, I'm thinking about the memory. No, the memory around it. Like if we went on an impromptu like super romantic date and then ended up smashing that night, I'm thinking about the date. The date is what made me remember it. Probably not the dick.
Girl,
I remember the date, like the special, like if it was a cool moment, if it was a memory worth, like sex to me, a lot of sex to me does not, if there's no real emotional connection, it doesn't warrant a memory.
I ain't gonna hold you. I hope you're not listening to the pod. There's this motherfucker in my DMs right now. He live in Atlanta, and he's just like, I'm so proud of you, and we're gonna link up again. But apparently we had sex at one point in life, and I had to, no, literally, and I'm like, we did. Like, I literally had to be like, listen, I have a man now. I do not remember you, but also, it's just like, damn, okay, maybe we had sex, but this also would have been 2009, like. I was so different back in 2009 than what I am in 2021.
That's 12 years ago.
It was, but he remembers fucking me clearly.
You were an adolescent.
Do you know why he remember fucking me? Because I done came up. So he's like, ooh, I'm so proud of you. We should reconnect. Clearly, you're not doing as well in life as I am, and I don't remember you. So I had to tell him, listen, I know you say we had sex.
I know you say.
I literally do not recall.
It might be a different Mandy.
I'm sorry. I don't know that man.
It might be a different Mandy that you had sex with. It probably wasn't this one. It wasn't Mandy B. Maybe it was Mandy C. Like, it might have just been somebody else.
Maybe.
It's okay.
Well, first off, I had just graduated high school. Like literally, that's the year I graduated high school. I moved to Atlanta 3 days after graduating.
Yeah.
I was in a hellhole. I was in my first apartment, so I probably did get more bodies than I should have because I had my own place. It was my first. It was my first place that I moved in. Savon, I don't know how you giving it up, but as soon as you get your first,
Savon is a bachelor.
You know what I mean?
Savon is Marcus Graham.
I was a bachelorette.
Savon is Marcus Graham from Boomerang.
Like
that's who Savon is now.
As soon as you know you can invite somebody over and not
Savon
worry
got
about
a view.
your parents.
Savon got a view. Savon got a view and a dog. Savon is Savon's living a life.
Savon is like, you see that building right there?
Yeah.
That's the and this building is. And you know who owns this building? Let me tell you about the skyline from my view.
You know, when it gets dark, I can see the stars and I can see the skyline from the same windows. You know, it's a corner unit, so you know.
It's an aerial view.
You know, it's an aerial view. We paid big bucks for this. You know, if I was 2 floors down, it might have cost me a little less. Yeah, he'd
be like, you see that door right there? It leads to the bedroom. Because yes, this isn't a studio. I have a bedroom.
It leads to paradise.
Hey, what you be telling them girls, Savon? You be saying this, huh?
Oh.
She wants you to wait. She wanted you to wait.
He didn't wait.
They don't wait.
They don't wait, and he's not waiting either.
By the way, can this sound come back so that I can have a one-hit wonder? Because this type of rapping, I can do.
This slow rapping?
Yep. It's storytelling. I feel like I can storytell.
I think
to
you
a
could
beat.
storytell.
Right?
Okay.
Y'all know we was gonna do this, y'all. You say all this to them, Savon? You try? I gotta do this. Can I do this? Yeah. Can you write me a story so I can rap it?
This could be your chocolate starfish song.
Oh, you got that Buddha hole that I need to peg right now.
Oh,
that I need to stick it in. Oh, baby, you
saying too much.
He just a friend, girl. We had to come in, bring it light. I know there's a lot of people who are definitely hurt by the loss of a legend. Biz Markie, as you guys know, it was only right for us to start off this week's episode with sending our condolences to hip hop.
Yeah. He's my birthday twin, Biz Markie.
Really?
Yeah. I met him a couple times. And every time I met him, he was super sweet and I hate the word humble, but humble is such a great word to describe him just because of his demeanor and his energy. He was never like Hollywood acting with anybody. Like if you ever saw him out at the club, he would be with D Nice. Shout out to D Nice. He would be out and about, Young Guru. Like I would always see him in different spaces with different DJs that I knew that I respected, and he was always warm and welcoming. And I think, in addition to the DJ community, obviously, just hip hop in general has lost a real legend. So
yeah,
it's sad. It's been a heavy year of losses.
And even Just a Friend is clearly one of his biggest hits, and of course, as a millennial, as a '90s baby, this is one of the songs I know because it was sampled in Mario's Just a Friend.
Yeah,
that was his debut single, and literally now he's just been able to live on across generations. For what he's done. And again, I did see a lot of the friends on my timeline who were still currently working with him, still currently in the studio with him. So he definitely stayed working all the way to the end. And we want to send condolences out. He was 57, which bitch is
young.
I was about to say, the more I get into my 30s, the more like 40s and 50s just seems like so young. And of course, I know like when we're growing up, we think that 50 is, because it's half a century, but it's like we see so many people really, really, really getting their feet in the door in their 40s. And we say 30s is the new 20s now. And it's just like 57 is so young.
Yeah.
It really is. We had other condolences to send out.
To Keisha
yes.
Cole. Whose mother Frankie passed away as well.
And there's no details to that, right?
No, and I hope that her family finds peace during this time. I hope that everybody that's around her uplifts her in prayer and was super supportive because losing a parent is absolutely devastating. I can't even imagine that. So,
And
I mean, I can because I lost a parent, but it's not this. It's just for anybody that's done it. It's not something you want to relate. It's not something you want to relate to anybody about or anybody with. So,
I wasn't able to speak to it last week, and we're just gonna get literally all of the condolences out. A friend of mine, a peer of mine, Aisha K. Faines. She unfortunately lost her life July 2nd. And some of you may know her from The Grapevine. And she has done 2 of my other podcast episodes with me. We talked about the art of femininity. And then she came on talking about the hookup culture on Horrible Decisions. And literally one of those people that you meet and it's just like, dang, how are you so nice? How are you so kind? How are you so warming? How do you have this light around you where there could possibly be nothing wrong in your life? And we lost her very suddenly. So I do want to send condolences out to Aisha, the whole Grapevine family, and anyone who was affected as well by that. It was a lot. I guess we'll get into shit. It's just us, y'all. It's just
which is
us.
okay. We're enough. Okay,
we are enough. We're enough. It's just us today. I guess let me chat it up with you because, bitch, y'all, I have not got my morning calls from Bridget in a week because she wanted to be fucking Tarzan in the Costa Rican jungle. And how was that?
I'm tired. This is one so my family is like the wild thornberries, right? For those of y'all that are of my age that remembers the Wild Thornberries cartoon, Eliza Thornberry was a little girl that could speak to animals, right? That's my sister. My sister wants to speak to the animals. She wants to go out there, be in the jungle, in the trenches with the wildest of species and just have the time of her life. And so it was her birthday last week. So my mother and I decided, all right, cool. Let's do a family trip for this birthday. We ended up going to Costa Rica, which is one of my favorite countries.
I'm not going to hold you. Costa Rica about to turn into Tulum. Everybody is going to Costa Rica now, and I guess it's because of COVID restrictions, but a lot of people...
The COVID restrictions are insane.
Lax.
Traveling back and forth, no. Traveling back and forth is a lot. There's a lot of requirements. You got to get tested. It's still level 3 in Costa Rica, but luckily not that many people have passed away in Costa Rica. A friend of mine's mother still lives there, and we went and visited with her. She was telling us that their restrictions, they have been very strict. Like they have driving restrictions. Like there's certain days that people can drive in and out of certain cities, just to keep some sort of population control within some of the cities. But it's a place that, and even accommodations, like we rented an Airbnb and we had to submit the list in a gated community, gated space. And we had to submit a list of the guests ahead of time because you can't have any guests there once you check in. Like anybody that stays there has to be on the list. There's security that checks you in upon arrival, upon departure, mainly because prostitution is legal there.
Hell yeah, let me go and buy one. And they like $15. I gotta go there and get me one.
Yeah, so because of that, I think too they try to crack down on the a lot of the motion, a lot of the transporting between in and out of the accommodations. But otherwise, above that, going back to my Wild Thornberries reference, we had activities every single fucking day.
That's how I like to travel.
I mean, sometimes I did not get not one single day by the pool. Like that blew mine. I was really just hoping for one day to just kind of reflect, sit by the pool, go by the beach. We were literally on the beach, so it would have been nice just go and sit in the sand for a second. But we had a boat day, which was great. Went snorkeling. I got stung by a jellyfish, which is completely on brand. My sister didn't believe me. She was like, "You're full of shit." I was like, "No, I really got stung by a jellyfish. Like that shit really, scraped through my arm." She was like, "Well, you didn't panic." I was like, "Well, bitch, why would I panic?
Because it's a fucking jellyfish. What do you mean? Why would you panic? This is the half white coming out of you, bitch. I love dying the ocean. If I get stung in the fucking ocean by a fucking sea creature, and you're like, oh, it's just a sea creature that just bit the fuck out of me.
Well, no, but it was, first of all, jellyfish do it by accident. They're swimming. They're not attacking you. It's not like a fish going up to you and being like, "Oh, danger, bite you." Nah, like a jellyfish is minding his fucking business, swimming along, and just happened to graze my arm.
So you're like, well, because I'm in your fucking home, it's okay for you to sting me?
Nah, it wasn't on purpose. He kept it moving. It wasn't like he was trying to bite me because he felt threatened.
How you know it was a he and not a she?
Because the only thing that's going to be defensive without being threatened is a man. So, just kidding. Sorry, not kidding.
Shots
but still,
fired.
Yeah, for real.
Sorry, the laptop is way over there. I don't want to do
No,
shots
it's
right
fine.
now.
It's okay. Relax, and the wine is flowing. But it was beautiful. We went snorkeling. Took my mom ziplining for the first time, and she was terrified in the trees. And then we got really high up. There was one of the platforms was like 150 feet up in the air, almost 200 feet up in the air. And we saw howler monkeys, which were like stalking us in the jungle for a little bit. And the guide was like, oh, well, sometimes you just hear them and they're really far away. And I was like, no, bro, this sounds like it's right above me. You got me fucked up. We get on the platform and my sister goes across and these two monkeys are walking over from one tree.
It was like
to
the
another
monkeys
tree.
from Jumanji?
Yeah, not that big. Not that big.
Okay.
But they were yeah, they were like they were really pretty coats actually. They were pretty, but still it was like, all right, y'all are scary.
I ain't gonna hold you. Them motherfucking monkeys that
From
be
Jumanji?
But not even from Jumanji, bitch. Like when I went to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, them motherfuckers you had to, like, they told you everything had to be on you. Like, don't carry a bag.
Yeah.
Cause them little monkeys would walk by and snatch your motherfucking bag. So literally have a video.
Swiper, no swiping.
Literally, that has to be where that little monkey from Dora got his name, because the monkey Boots is that what is Swiper? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a monkey. Whatever.
No.
Foxes don't be swiping shit, but monkeys motherfucking do. And them motherfuckers over there in Asia really be like some shit. And it's crazy. So before we started talking, I know a lot of people now, and we're going to talk about COVID because Jesus Christ, I'm scared we're going to go back. But in terms of traveling, I'm going to Spain next month. I'm going to Cabo literally when we leave here.
Now.
I'm in Cabo now. And Mexico has been kind of a place where I think we all go and we all feel comfortable. But Spain, I'm talking with my homegirls because, of course, we're doing Barcelona and Ibiza, but Ibiza, sorry, my bad. Ibiza, we going to Ibiza or whatever.
She be trying to be fake ignorant with me sometimes, and it be blowing mine. Because I'm like, sis, you've been to Malaysia, Singapore, you've been to all the places.
No,
come on now.
So what's crazy about us going to Spain, we're having this conversation because, of course, Ibiza is a party scene.
Yeah.
And we're 3 Black women.
Yes.
So the conversation now is, bro, we don't normally travel to places where we know it to be party and expensive.
Right.
Like, cause bro, when we was in Asia, bitch, I was popping bottles because we could get a bottle for $35 US
right.
in like Bangkok and all that shit. So we ain't need no niggas in motherfucking there. But as women with privilege, when we party, we're used to not paying for anything. And so now we're literally having to consider table and bottle service as a budget only because it's Europe and we know it's mostly going to be white spaces. We don't know how we're going to be technically received and if anyone's even going to invite us to their tables.
Right.
And it's weird because I know when men travel, they put all of this into their budget. We normally don't have to.
Don't.
And this is the first time we're traveling where we're like, well, we know we want to have a good time. Right. And to be fair, we don't know how we're going to be treated as 3 Black women going to a predominantly white space where we also know it's going to be house music. Right. And when we all traveled in Asia together, people literally took pictures of us and called us Destiny's Child.
Listen, I know. That happened to me in Tokyo when I was on tour. I got hit with a Carrie Hilson vinyl in an Osaka train station.
Did you sign it?
No. I just took a picture. I felt bad. I was like, no, but I took a picture and just, gave the peace sign. But I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that because that would have been fraudulent. That would have been really bad.
Now that I think about it,
I had bangs at the time,
and that was the knock you down Carrie Hilson with the bangs.
It was with the bangs. We both had black bangs with the blonde and the
streak. That was a time.
It was a time. It was a good time. It was a good time in music. But yeah, I remember that. I think for men, it's like trips are expensive because they got to spend all the money once they're there. For women, we spend all the money on everything prior to hair, nails, lashes.
Because
fits.
we are the bitches that are also gonna stack up in a fucking one hotel room because because we already figured. Listen, bitch, if you gonna go get dick,
correct,
you could go get it in their room.
Correct.
You ain't bringing bringing the juices to the sheets that we all have to lay on.
All of our costs are pre-trip. It's preparation for the trip.
I didn't even think of that.
And men, all of our part is to prep for the trip. Once we get there, though, the men take care of everything around us. Usually, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna hold you.
Random men that you might run into or random people, friends.
Oh, nah, girl. We go on Tinder and just swipe everyone black because they be Africans, bro. When you travel abroad and you swipe someone black on Tinder, bro, it be an African with a lick. That's how I met all the people in Asia. God. Seriously,
hilarious.
Seriously, but crazy and true story.
Yes,
Singapore is one of the countries that are very, very difficult to get into. Okay, specifically if you have an African passport, like Nigeria or any country in Africa, because they just assume, unfortunately, that your money is not legit. So it's one of those where they will ask for your bank statements and stuff at the airport and tell you can't come in. Like you have to have valid reason to go into Singapore. So I studied abroad in Singapore for 6 months. And even in Singapore, you will get, I believe it's $1,000 fine for chewing gum. You can't eat on the subways. It's the most cleanest place I've ever been.
Yeah. Also, that's how I felt about Japan. Japan was clean as hell. There was mad people in the streets. The crosswalks are like mad. It's not even a crosswalk really. It's just stripes across the whole street. Like it's just stripes.
But not only cleanliness,
clean. Clean.
When our university gave us the tour, so mind you, it's a country island. So literally you can get to one side of the island to the other in 20 minutes.
Right.
So we did the tour, we did the Merlion, Marina Bay Sands, we did all of that. And literally our tour guide and one of the deans of the university were like, by the way, guys, there's like no crime here, so don't worry about locking your doors. Don't worry about anything while you're here because there's like zero crime. Like it's the lowest crime rate in the country, but it's also because they have really, really, really hefty like fines if you go against, girl, you can't even bring sex toys. Bitch, I legit had to get a VPN to even watch porn. Porn is not allowed in Singapore. So I had to reroute my shit back to the US, bitch. I was like, hey, I gotta watch Netflix.
We are incredibly entitled. I mean, we had to get tested a bunch of different times. We had to get health insurance to be in Costa Rica, which isn't bad to be honest. And Costa Rica is one of those places that it's a very small country. The whole country is the size of Virginia, the state of Virginia. So you can literally drive around in a few hours.
But there's two Virginias.
There's a West Virginia and a Virginia.
Oh, why was I about to say North and South, bitch? God damn it.
Well, because one is a little more southern than the other.
And that's
Truth be told, West Virginia actually feels way more southern than Virginia.
It's crazy because coming from the
way
South,
more redneck.
Y'all know
redneck energy in West Virginia.
I'm from the South, and I always consider Virginia a part of DMV, which to me was always North.
No,
but it is DMV.
No, but
DC, Maryland, Virginia.
The parts of I know, but there's certain parts of Virginia that are not really DMV.
No,
it's not the same.
Yeah. Well, if we're speaking about traveling right now, yes.
I do want to get back to what you said though, which I think is interesting, is that being a person of color when you travel. Those are things that we think about all the time, right? That like we always think about countries that will be receptive to having Black people travel there, and that will still be kind and still be, which is awful, right? Because I think
is that not crazy?
It is crazy because I think about even my mother sometimes, as much of a Black Lives Matter activist as she is. My mom wants all the smoke, by the way, with her own family. It's kind of wild. But even in her privilege, which she's acknowledged too sometimes, when thinking about places she would want to go with us, it's like we don't really have that much of an interest in going to like obscure parts of Germany. Russia's not on the list.
At
you know
all.
What I'm saying?
At all.
Those are not places that we would ever want to travel to.
At all.
There's nothing, and it's not because there's not beautiful landscape and beautiful culture. It's just not of interest. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a place that we know we'll go and they'll be like, oh my God, Black Americans, great to see you. It's not.
I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't even realize the reserve because Asia was never on my list even of travels. Until I decided to study abroad. And I was so glad I got there because it is beautiful. Yeah. The culture is great. You get to learn so much. The food. Amazing. I mean, although they use fish sauce and shit and it just smelled like feet and I'd be like, fuck, don't use no fucking fish sauce in my fucking shit. Fucking smells like fish and I'm eating chicken. What is going on? I fucking hate the fish sauce. And also, yes, guys, while I'm Black, I am half white and I hate spice. Oh, bitch. Their chilies in Asia, different. Ain't no motherfucking joke.
Different.
But yeah, it's crazy because that is literally something that we have to think about. And I do love, I know that even on Twitter, there's such a emphasis on Black luxury
Yeah.
and Black women traveling and Black groups traveling.
Yes.
And
I love seeing Black groups travel.
I love it.
I follow traveling. It's like traveling. It's traveling while Black, I think, is or traveling black something.
And Travel Noir.
Travel Noir too. But there's another site that I follow on Instagram. It's just all these beautiful Black people just always traveling in groups, and I live for it. My friend Charles actually hosted a big Black travel group that was in the Dominican Republic like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. It was fire to see.
Yeah,
that.
and that nigga was fucking in Vegas watching Usher dance.
I know.
By
I'm
the
jealous.
way, fuck
jealous,
any of y'all who got to see Usher in his debut residency in fucking Vegas. I wanted to be there
and get money thrown at, get Usher bucks thrown at you.
That is something that I definitely hope to see.
Yeah.
Again, before a possible lockdown again. I mean, I'm not going to hold you. I don't know how you're feeling. LA just went back to a mask mandate.
Yep.
To my knowledge, Australia is closing their borders once again. And then there is now a petition to get the Olympics canceled because so many people in the Olympic Village, including, unfortunately, majority of our Black Olympians. So there was a tennis player, there's a gymnast that just tested positive, a couple of our runners. We already know Sha'Carri Richardson isn't able to do it because of the testing. She was still going to be able to do the relay, I believe, though. And it just sucks. So Coco Gauff, I hope I'm saying that right. She's the tennis player, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she tested positive, and
Damn.
my friend that you met, and I'm not going to put her on blast, but you met her when we had couples night. She, which I'm not in a relationship, but it was just couples night. But she tested positive.
It was a couple of couples.
She tested positive and has the vaccine. And a lot of even the Olympians that are testing positive are vaccinated.
Right.
And so there's like
That's
this.
because this Delta variant is a little different.
Well, not only is it a Delta variant, my concern is, and don't come for me with this being my experience and what I'm seeing from my friends who are now sharing. So she tested positive for COVID and let me know her symptoms. Mind you, she's vaccinated. She was like, oh my God, girl, I was down for a week, had every symptom, and then was like, but I guess that's actually good because it could have been worse. And I was like, first off, you're 27. It probably wouldn't have been that severe, but also the fact that as someone who's vaccinated, you had every single symptom and were out for a week still. Yeah. And I know that the vaccine was supposed to make all of the symptoms less severe. It's crazy that everyone I know that's vaccinated is who's catching it.
Correct.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know anybody in New York that's had it. I know a few people in LA that got it that were down, like loss of smell, loss of taste. And had fevers for a couple days. But I mean, I think overall, the rush to get back outside.
Was it a rush? It was a year and a half of shutdown, bro.
Well,
at least in New York.
It was a rush when people were still having to get tested and still testing positive, right? It's not over. That was something that my sister and I got into an argument about too. Not even an argument, but a debate rather, when we were in Costa Rica, because we had to get health insurance while being in Costa Rica. We had to literally get a Costa Rican Blue Cross Blue Shield coverage plan.
Wow.
For the 5 days we were there. We had to submit a negative test upon arriving to the airport and also had to get tested again at the airport in Costa Rica in order to get
going to
on a
Mexico,
flight.
you no longer need to take one there, but you have to take one to enter the U.S.
Right. So that's with most countries now. The U.S. is mandating that you come back with a negative test. But we got into a little bit of a debate because she was like, I can't believe so many Americans are so put off by the fact that now they're being inconvenienced by having to get tested and having to wear masks still and still having to be, still having to be treated like we're still in quarantine, right? When the pandemic isn't over. And I said, well, the two important things to consider is, number one, America never operated in solidarity. It was the precautions that were taken were state mandated. So had we functioned from the very beginning
like a country,
with federal regulations that would have really protected and really isolated all of us from this virus, I think that the numbers would have been way less, and I think that we wouldn't feel so entitled to now being able to move how we want to move. You know what I mean? I think had all of us, and this sounds crazy, but had all of us suffered and sacrificed and had to be inconvenienced for the sake of our neighbor.
The way New York
consistently,
was.
the way New York was, I think the attitude and the entitlement, the sense of entitlement would be different. I think we would feel differently about it. You know what I mean? States in Europe, it's like, well, now they appreciate being able to travel. People in the UK who could not leave the country, who could not do anything, and then shut down twice, completely shut down twice. Like, we have no concept of what that even really looks like. We had, okay, well, you can't really eat inside, but you can eat outside inside. But you can't, but you gotta wear your mask inside, but not in the outside inside part where you're dining. Like, everything was was mixy and messy. And so, because everything has just been mismanaged from the start, of course people are pissed off about it. I think with the situation with the Olympics, at this point, I mean, the show must go on. It's like millions.
Must it?
Yeah, as far as how they feel, sure, because millions. Think about the countries, the level of not even just protocol that they have now for COVID, but in general, how much of the funding, how much of the, you know, having to all the businesses and stuff that are relying on this tourism. I mean, all of the sponsorships.
Did you
companies
see one of the things they doing to potentially stop the spread and get the hookups?
No.
Alex, can you show that the Olympic Village has cardboard beds to eliminate sexual activities in the village? So apparently they're doing cardboard beds. Here we go. Anti-sex beds in the Olympic Village. This is by the New York Times.
Oh, so it's Firefest.
And
Heard you.
they are literally doing this in an attempt to eliminate or at least lower the bitch, you know I don't be knowing words, but whatever. They don't want niggas to have sex in the Olympic Village.
So you're basically eliminating the fun.
But they're eliminating the
extracurricular activities, but also the comfort of sleep. What the fuck?
To me, it's the comfort of sleep because, bitch, we adults. Do we all just fuck in beds? No. The floor is right there. There's a kitchen, I'm sure. There's a couch, I'm sure. Bitch, there is a dresser. You could bend me over this motherfucking dresser.
Oh,
bitch, there's
God.
Walls.
I can't.
Put me on the wall, baby. The wall ain't made of cardboard.
This is ridiculous. I mean, the planning committee and all of these things, this has cost millions and millions and millions of dollars. They're not going to pull the plug on it. Like, people just don't. If COVID has taught us one thing, it's that not even just America, but there are a lot of countries and a lot of people in this world that are completely individualistic and greedy and only thrive on their capitalistic needs. And that's exactly what we're witnessing right now. To me, in my opinion, the Olympics should have been postponed this year all around.
What are your thoughts then on all of these festivals that a lot of us are happy to go to? My homegirls
Not happy to go to. Not happy to go to.
Rolling Loud this week.
No, I will not be rolling anywhere. I will not. No, and I
you
really
can roll
just
this blunt
don't.
With me, friend.
People are still being hospitalized for COVID. Like, we're still in this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you get really sick and then all of a sudden you start to feel better. You're like, no, it's fine. I can totally do this. And it's like, bro, you still supposed to be taking your medication or you can relapse. Like, we can relapse. Like, it's happening already.
Where is your mental? Like, are you concerned? Are you like mentally preparing yourself? Like, both of us.
Yeah,
you're an optimist, but I think we do have pessimistic ways.
I am mentally preparing myself for everything to be shut down again. Absolutely, I see it. I was happening.
Supposed to go on tour this
I see
fall.
it happening, and only because the more we're tired of the media. We're tired of the mandates, the misinformation. We're tired of all of it. The conspiracy theories around it, people that didn't want to get vaccinated. The media is saying, well, the only people being hospitalized are people that aren't vaccinated. That's not true. So I think we're going to get back to a place where we're all going to be frustrated. We're all going to be irritated with all of the things that they're expecting us to do. And some people are going to be like, fuck it, I'm not wearing a mask if I don't have to wear a mask. And there's a lot of places where you don't have to wear a mask and then you can still get COVID. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's like nobody's, again, because we have not, it's like, think about a kid, right? You spoil a kid all their lives, and then all of a sudden at 15, you're like, no, you're grounded, you can't go out. And the kid's looking at you like, fuck you, mom. Fuck you, Barbara. I've been going out since I was 9. But you know what I'm saying? Like, since I was 9, I've been doing what I want to do. You're not going to tell me now. It's like, we're acting like kids about it. So, no, I'm anticipating in the fall that something is going to happen. They're going to shut us down again. And yeah, we're gonna have to grin and bear it. And to be honest with you, I won't be mad if it's when the weather is cold, because I don't like to be outside when it's fucking cold anyway. Like, I'm cool. Let's have our summer. Let's have our summer. Let's all, you know what I mean, enjoy ourselves a little bit, and then come October, after the birthdays, come October, shut that shit down again. I'm cool. Shut that shit down till Thanksgiving, until people can figure out how they need to move going forward.
So ladies, although it is a hot girl summer and it's been kind of lukewarm, because bitch, we still hit the 70s here in New York.
Yo, can I keep it a stack with you?
Uh-oh.
Last summer was more lit than this summer, and last summer was shut down. Am I bugging?
You bugging.
Am I wrong?
You bugging. You're wrong.
Last summer was way more lit. I had way more fun last summer.
You were in LA.
Yeah. But then I came here in August.
Oh.
We were having fun in August. We were outside.
Bitch, we was at a pool party in August,
we was outside.
Who was we? What was we doing?
We were outside.
I just
socially distant, but still outside.
I mean, I don't know. I just think that during this hot girl summer, everyone that y'all lay with, ladies, should be a prospect for your cuffing season boo.
Yeah. He got to have quarantine bay qualities, otherwise you wasting everybody's time.
And you might want to get a local one, because the way these flights, nigga, we become the epicenter again.
Can we discuss also, if you are thinking of traveling, this was something else I did want to say. A lot of the airlines are understaffed and the flights are delayed obnoxiously. So don't be surprised if you overpay for a flight and you end up spending more time in the airport than you do on the plane. Just a heads up. No, I'm praying to God that you are not delayed. You'll be fine. Actually, I'm not even gonna do that. We're gonna manifest. Power of the tongue. Pause. I'm gonna just say it out loud that you're gonna be fine. You're not gonna have any delays. But my flight going to Costa Rica and back both had delays, and they were both nonstop flights. So
well, there's that. Y'all know how we gonna do, because we gonna really get into
Let's get into it.
Of the tea.
Hello.
Do you need a re-up before?
I do. We need some more wine. Huh?
Bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't. Oh, we starting at? Go ahead. They hate me as a mic bitch. I see the comments.
No,
so
they don't.
Go ahead and lead us. Go ahead and lead us the rest of the episode. Let's let you just intro everything, since now there's not a third person. It's just you and I. So yeah, we're gonna go.
We are enough.
We are enough.
We are enough.
Yeah.
Three's a crowd. You ain't heard?
Yeah, but apparently we can't be A1 and A2. So therefore, I'm just gonna let you slide. What topic we hitting first, baby?
I mean, I want to hit the topic of the comments first of all. If y'all don't like us, I don't know why y'all keep leaving comments.
But guess what? Wait,
I laugh. I go through the comments and I'm like, wow, there's a lot of people that don't like us that watch the whole thing.
But not only
y'all
that,
really got time. Y'all got time, and I'm not mad at you. Keep tuning in. Keep the views going.
But not only that, it's not like I don't even want a mic, but. And I don't want it. Like, Bridget is a mic. Here's the thing, y'all. Like,
the thing is,
production-wise, Bridget does not care for an outline. Me,
Mandy needs
OCD.
An outline.
I need topics. I need links. I need evergreens to each topic. And we have a shared note.
It drives me crazy.
But we can't also just come in here and be like,
we can't always wing it. We can't wing it every time.
How you feeling today? What's your mood? What did you see on the timeline?
I know.
Mind you, this last week, I was in Raleigh. You were in Costa Rica. We've been busy. So, bitch, an outline is needed. And blame me, okay? Just fucking blame me.
Mandy,
hate me.
Mandy
fuck
thrives.
you, okay?
Mandy thrives on organization and strategy. And I am here for it because I am the opposite. I thrive on chaos.
Yeah, I can't. How do you do that?
And
how do you thrive in chaos?
Because I can't stand the disappointment of things not going my way when I try to control them. So I'd rather just not even try to control them and set myself up for disappointment. Does that make sense?
It does.
Like I don't handle disappointment well. I just don't. I'd rather not expect more out of myself than I feel like I need to exert, especially with things that I can't control. So stuff like an outline is cool, but sometimes like we'll be in deep conversation and it's just the nature of our conversation, just like we always are in life this morning, even in our, you know what I mean? It's like we just go, we feed off each other, we talk, we're in conversation. So I trust that. I can trust that we'll land on a topic somewhere, some way, somehow that will bring us back to where we need to be within the outline somehow. So, I mean, I love Alex being in the other room because then he can just help us with pulling up stuff on the screen. And the first thing that he brings up is Erica Mena's Finsta account, apparently, that she then turned into her child's account after having left allegedly.
Look, see, I know comments. You ain't even. You see what happens. So Alex pulled up the topic that Bridget I didn't want to talk about.
I didn't want to talk about this shit because I have tremendous respect for Erica Mena, and I don't know Sin, but I just don't. To me, I'd rather not get involved in any of this kind of drama. But it is something. The evergreen around this is something that we should talk about, which is creating fake accounts and trolling and. I feel like that happens all the time. Like I think there are people that troll us that don't like us that say that will comment on our pages and things like that.
Oh, bitch, I be blocking them pussy ass niggas.
Oh, me too. I delete the comment and block.
I don't think like, oh, you a little pussy asshole, and I'm finna block you because I don't need that negativity in my life.
On my page.
The crazy thing about this though is that Erica's Finsta that she used to troll and say very, very malicious things to Sin, like pretty much saying that Sin wouldn't be known without her and. That she wasn't charting as long as she mentioned. And really, this was, I don't know, do the math, 26 weeks ago.
That's a long time ago.
26 weeks, 6 months ago. It's
8
this
months
year.
ago.
It's this year.
4 weeks in a month. 26 divided by 4 is roughly 8.
We in the 8th month. Damn
right?
near.
Or
it was, okay, so around Christmas, she decided to, instead of celebrating the holidays or whatever, she...
Yeah.
By 6 months
ago. Yeah, 6 months ago.
6 months ago.
Yeah,
so in January, so this year, she used her Finsta to really go back and forth with other accounts to really talk down on Sin. And she also decided to turn this Finsta account into the account for her baby. So someone noticed that now all of these negative comments in Sin's comment section were now Erica's new baby's account. So I didn't want to ask you because this is something that all of my friends have experience with, but I have never in my life, bitch, going back to MySpace, going back to motherfucking Mi Gente, going back to motherfucking Tags, going back to Black Planet, going back to Twitter, Instagram. I've never created a fake page, and right now I literally run 4 different accounts. So what's the Finsta for? Because real quick, all of the celebrities that I know with Finstas, A, use it to holla at people, or B, use it to randomly, because I think they all want to be porn stars. They post like really like all their graphic like host shit in the comments or on the page, but without their face.
Oh nah. See, I have a Finsta, but it has been in the past utilized to assist in spying on or clocking different guys that my friend might be interested in or want to know who's on the page and who's leaving comments. Or like one of my friends had a situation where there was a girl that was talking to her husband, that was like talking to him, and she was like, I need to see what's going on in her story. And nobody wants to download all these apps onto our phone because it just looks sus. It looks more sus. It's easier to hide a Finsta. And so, just like my friends have had Finstas for me, if I'm like, hey, I need you to check on who is this girl? I don't want to be on her page because I feel like I don't want to pop up in anybody's feed. I don't want to accidentally like a picture. Like, just go see whatever. Like sometimes I've done that before, but my Finsta, the one that I have, is personally for my friends. So that if they ask me to go look for something, I'll go look for something.
You a real friend.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'd be too busy for that shit. I'd be like, bitch, I'm finna just follow. What you want? I'm gonna like her pictures and become a friend and get all the information. I don't feel like I have to like hide behind a little fake page. Like
I forget that it's there sometimes because I don't personally have anybody to check on or check for anymore. But I think there was a point in time where, younger like late 20s, which is a generation away as far as I'm concerned for me now. Like I look back and I'm like, those are moments where it was like, well, I want to see who else is liking pictures. I want to see who else. Oh, those days are long gone. Thank God.
I'm so glad. Like I said,
thank God.
Ladies, just get you somebody without an Instagram.
Get you somebody that's just not fucking pressed about Instagram. Like, that's the shit that's more important. Don't get with nobody that's pressed about Instagram, because I don't get pressed about Instagram. I can't. If Instagram is a problem, then there's a deeper rooted issue that we're not addressing. So yeah, I don't have the time. But that's what offense is for. But I mean, words of the wise. Now, like even when we block accounts, right? It says block accounts from this person and any other account they created.
Bro, when I tell you, I love that new feature because it like takes their IP address.
Yes.
So real quick, for those of y'all who don't know, we putting you up on some technology because we over here and being technical and shit or whatever. So I just recently blocked someone that I knew was stalking my page because it came back that they was stalking my page, and. So
it didn't come back. She had Harriet the spy.
Yeah, with that part.
She had one of her many detective friends
I ain't gonna
come
hold
through
you.
in the clutch with their Finsta and find out what the fuck the
Not
tea was.
even Finsta shit. Let me tell you. So I know for the fellas listening and the ladies about to get mad because listen.
We about to give away
away a little secret. Okay, so let me tell y'all, right? So I'm hanging with my homegirl and I'm just, I'm talking to her about just some shit going on, and I want to know who somebody is who I do not know who they are. And she's like, oh, well, I can tell you how to find them. And literally with the least amount of information, I found the phone number, the home address, the Twitter page, the Instagram page, where they worked, their family members. And she's like, and if you want to know more, it's only $15 a month, but you can sign into my account. And there's literally either with just a phone number or an address, or actually more than that, the name. You could literally find the family tree of somebody and
God.
who they're associated with, literally just by the name. And bitch, I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? Found everything to when they fucking, their jobs, where they worked, the address, the phone numbers that were all ever attached to their name, their sisters, their brothers, their mom, their dad. I was like, these bitches. So when y'all say that we are the FBI,
we are.
Women have the capability to do some shit.
Oh yeah, listen, I have a friend, I have a homegirl that literally went through like a trial of different tracking devices.
What do you mean a trial of tracking devices?
So
you're lying. You're lying.
No, I shit you not.
Where did she buy these from?
I don't even
Amazon,
know.
bitch?
I don't even know. But she found like she bought a bunch and like wanted to test them out to see like how far away they would have to be, because she didn't trust her dude, which is whack, right? To me, it's like, that's way too much work, bitch. If I got to do all of that, we don't need to be together. If that's how you making me feel like I can't trust your whereabouts, no, we don't need to be together.
Can I also tell you the conversation though? And I think we've had it here before, but
I just be too tired. I don't have the patience for that kind of shit.
I have a lot of friends that are in this situation. Actually, I'm lying. I was talking to my homeboy about this because he a hoe ass nigga, but he's expecting. He's like, well, damn, I guess I gotta marry her now.
Oh, no.
But he's also like, I can't be monogamous. But the question she asks me, I know she wants me to be monogamous, but I can't do it. And so we're having this conversation, and I'm like, you know what this sounds like? This sounds like the man that gets with the stripper that wants to then take her out the strip club.
Yep.
I said, as women, the problem is we do cuff and align ourselves and get with these hoe ass niggas and then expect them out of the blue to be faithful to us. And so I'm like, that's a conversation that needs to be had between you and her, because when we decide to be committed to someone, exclusive or not, when we decide to get into a relationship with someone, the conversation regarding the boundaries of the relationship do need to be put out in the front. And if you're telling me as your homegirl that, listen, I now feel like I'm gonna need to trick and pay off some bitches so that it doesn't get back to her. If you can't be monogamous, don't get into an agreed upon monogamous relationship that you know you're gonna be unfaithful in.
More importantly than that, right? Be honest with yourself. And I feel like that's the hard part, right? Like that's something that I in all the shows that I've been watching lately and things that I've been reading, a lot of the emphasis has been on discussing the fact that men are not encouraged to be honest and own up to who they are, and the reason that they're not is because whatever their truth is not generally accepted by women. And so that's problematic in itself, right? Like, we demonize men for saying what they want to say. And I know a lot of women are going to be in the comments like, y'all always do that. But I'm being honest about this. I really genuinely feel, especially being in a relationship now, understand and can sympathize with men that have been conditioned to not tell their truths throughout their relationships because they don't want to hurt the other person. They're compromising their own needs because they don't want to ruffle any feathers and they don't want to make women uncomfortable or make women feel inadequate. When in actuality, it doesn't mean it's not a reflection of the woman at all. It's just a man really being open and truthful about who he is and what his needs are. Some men cannot be monogamous. Some men really want to be with multiple women. And that's a truth that whoever that man is, if that's your needs, you have to own that. And for no other reason other than the fact that you will live a much more peaceful, happy life. Period. Don't even make it about the women, because women require and desire honesty, yes. But at the same time, most of the time, we care more about the delivery than we do about what the actual truth is. We care more about you saying, listen, this is who I am, and this is something that I don't want to change about who I am because these are what my needs are. And it's got nothing to do with you. It's not a reflection of you. You're amazing, but these are what my needs are. Women do it pretty frequently, actually. And women tell men all the time, well, this is who I am. I'm not. And men who want to be with women will just suck it up and be like, all right, cool, even if it's not what they want or what they need.
Right.
And so I think, genuinely we have to get to a place as people, this is for men and for women, to hold each other accountable, to really encourage people to be honest. Like, I was in Costa Rica for all of last week, and I was like, on adventures. I told y'all, wild thornberries, ziplining, went on like a 6-mile hike to a waterfall in the jungle, did this really cool hike to the top of a cliff one day, like went on a boat, was on a deserted island. My phone did not work. So I was not talking or checking in with my man for easily 6 to 7 hours, right? But as soon as I got back to the crib, I'm like, hey babe, I'm alive. I made it. I didn't get eaten by anything. I'm cool. Like, everything is all good. What's going on? How's your day? And I'm mad talkative and wanting to catch up. And he's not that pressed to talk to me. So I got an attitude because I'm like, well, what the fuck is going on here? Like, bro, I'm rushing back to the crib to get to you, taking a 2-hour boat ride and then sit in a car for 2 hours to get back to the house to get Wi-Fi to be with you. And you don't even care. And he's like, well, I said, and I know you want to have some time with your friends, but you could just say that. Well, if you knew that, then why do I have to say don't take my intuition and my social awareness and my consideration as a person for granted, and just assuming that I'm just gonna know that, because I'm gonna assume that. But if I go 6 more hours where you don't communicate with me and you're not that pressed, I'm gonna assume something happened to you. I'm gonna assume you got into a car accident. You left your phone.
That's where my mind goes.
That's always where my mind goes.
If you don't respond to my motherfucking text message within a certain amount of time, at that point, if you ain't dead, now I'm finna be mad when I do hear from you. Like, which dead, locked up, and I hate that my mind goes there too. But it's like, especially men don't understand when you create a routine,
right?
Or when women pick up real quickly on how you move, how you respond, what your day is like, and so as soon as you shift out of what your routine is, it's alarming immediately. And our antennas go up to worry. Our antennas go up to be like, oh, is that nigga with someone else? And
is he mad at me? Like, that's where my brain goes. I go through every other scenario before getting to, like, the last thing I'm going to think of is, oh, he's with someone else. I just don't. My man don't like nobody. So like, he's not in the streets. He's not outside like that with everybody. So, and if he is, then I know everybody he's with for the most part.
Right.
So in my mind, my mind never goes there. My mind goes to something happened, or you're pissed off at me and you just don't want to talk about it right now because I'm on vacation. You know what I'm saying? That's where my brain goes. Like, you just want to avoid me and not really address what's going on here because I'm across the world and can't really fix anything from here. So, in all those moments, I think in our conversation, then he was like, yo, I really just wanted some time. Like, I really just needed a beat to be with my boys and just chill, kick it, whatever. And I didn't want you to be triggered and feel like it was that I didn't want to talk to you. And I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, if you tell me, the one thing that I always say, right, or always ask rather, when something goes wrong, is like, yo, just tell me what you need. Like, identify what you need and then tell me what you need. And then I can tell you where I can meet you. Because sometimes I can provide it, and maybe sometimes I can't. Maybe I'll be in my feelings too much to where I can't provide what you need right now. But I'll let you know that too, and be able to say, like, nah, you know what? I'm triggered. I'm in my feelings about this. I just need to sit with it. I just need a minute. I'm gonna get off the phone. I'm gonna talk to you later. And we do that with each other. But I think we have to start as women really creating more of a space for men to feel safe enough with us, to trust us with whatever the truth is without being worried that we're going to trip and we're going to fucking flip out and and I'm still working on that too because I'm a very reactionary person.
I mean, I just had this conversation too. I really don't think that we're in a space to where men give us enough, what's the benefit of the doubt, I guess?
Yeah.
Where we can handle the truth.
Right.
Also, I think that there's just literally these blurred lines among communication, among what men owe us in a relationship, what we owe them. The Game was trending not only on Twitter, but he made a post to his Instagram story, and he said, "Only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition that he provides something."
I mean, I don't agree with that, but I mean, I don't agree with that.
I think that realistically is the problem even in dating now.
I think the only unconditional love that comes to a woman is from a child. So, and even then, I still think it's conditional.
Yeah, but I was going to say, this is the problem I think with dating now is that men literally feel as though the only way for them to show up is money. But it's also the hang up in where they feel as though now I don't know who really loves me because they're only here for the money. But yet they're almost, in their mind, they're trained, again, let's blame fucking patriarchy, but they're conditioned to actually think that they can only show up financially. And that's all that we need as women. And so if you're showing up with bills paid, gifts, trips, and all these things financially, a lot of times you feel like you don't have to show up in all the other ways. The emotional way,
right.
The physical way,
right.
Being there. The other fucking four, what is it? Signs of, what's the love language?
Yeah.
The love languages. They literally feel as though as long as I provide and show up monetary with maybe the gifts and being there in that capacity, I don't have to show up any of the other ways. And that's false. As a woman, we do need a lot more than just a roof over our head, especially considering a lot of women now make their own fucking money. We put our own roofs over our heads now. We don't need you to necessarily show up and buy us bags or pay our bills anymore in the way that they needed prior to the 70s and prior to the 80s.
Yeah, but you know what sucks is the fact that a lot of these women who can pay all their bills and all those things, they're not asking for all the other stuff as loudly as they're asking for the money.
What do you mean?
So like the women that are asking for the Birkins and the trips and all of that shit, even though they can do it themselves, the women that are asking for that, they're not as loudly asking for the affection and as loudly saying, hey, I'm an emotionally needy person. This is what I need. I need you to meet me here as well. You could do all this other shit, but I need this first. Most women are not saying that. Most women are leading with, well, if you can do the money part, then you can provide, then you can work on the other shit. If you could pay bills, you don't have to pay my bills, but as long as we start where you can,
as long as you start there,
then at least I know that'll qualify you to then give me the other things.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
And women set that stage for that to be the case, and that's why men then end up confused about the role that they're expected to play because. Okay, well, you don't want me to provide because you got your own. Heard you. I'm gonna still do it anyway because that's just what men do. But it's not gonna be as appreciated as something else that I'm not even trained to do, as something else I'm not even fluent in doing. So now you've got unreasonable. That's when we get accused then of having unreasonable expectations because we're asking men to perform in a way that they've never been asked to perform, and we're expecting them to do it well. When the one thing that we have expected them to do this whole time, they may be able to do, excellently, and that be the only thing. And I think for some women, like I think about even all of like the Saweeties and the city girls and all that shit, they're talking about only being with men to make a certain amount of money that provide. None of these women are talking about being in love. So until we get to a place as women, especially as artists, because these women are very influential and they work really hard and they do have their own. So they don't really need a man for any of the shit that they asking for. But most of women outside of, in the entertainment industry they're not asking for love. They're not even looking for love. I can't even think of a song or a lyric that has love in it. Everybody's talking about money for men and for women. Men don't want no broke bitches either. So now you only want to deal with women with money. But now the women with money who have focused on being on being the providers in their own households are emotionally a little bit stunted. Now we have attachment issues because now our focus has been on how do we provide for ourselves because the men ain't gonna do it. So I'm not even gonna be worried about the emotions. I'm gonna just immerse myself in work.
Well, it's crazy that you even bring that part up because Nivea sat down with Kandi.
Yep.
And I think that's
segue. Look, you see my girl.
See, this is why
she needs the outline. This is why she needs the outline. Okay, my bitch got bullet points.
Bro, I
get my girl fucked up.
It goes one right into the other, and literally as you're speaking that, if y'all don't know, Nivea recently sat down with Kandi, and can I get Kandi's what is the name of Kandi's segment that she does? It's on her YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's on Kandi Online. Hold on. I think I had it too.
Hold on. Scroll up. Oh, On That Note.
On That Note.
So Kandi Burris' new show, On That Note, she sat down with Nivea, and Nivea spoke about this exact thing. Amongst so many other things, the trauma and abuse that she has endured as an adolescent and teenager in the industry is heartbreaking. But she actually revealed that she stopped her career of doing music. Because Lil Wayne, y'all know Lil Wayne, persuaded her to move to New Orleans with her and just let him take care of her.
Right.
In doing so, she said that he moved her into an apartment claiming that, oh, I've never lived in an apartment. I want to see what that's like. Only because he actually moved Toya into his home. And during her finding out about Toya, she was like, I can't do this. Asked to move back to Atlanta. Moved back to Atlanta with nothing and moved in with her sister. And Wayne did help her, she claims, with like 7 months of rent. But she had to crawl back to her label and say, hey, okay, I guess I will make music for y'all since I still have this deal that I have to perform in. And it's crazy because in my 20s, me and all of my friends had tricks to some degree. And I remember one of my roommates at the time had a man who came in and was like, oh my God, y'all are living in the Bronx. Let me move you to the city. You deserve to move better. Our rent in the Bronx at the time was like $1,600. We split that.
Amazing.
This man asked to move her into a beautiful, was like, I got this building. He was like a developer, had a building, but it was like $3,000 a month. And she was just like, listen, I can't trust that you're just going to move me in and I'm going to be secure. And $3,000 a month is not something realistically I can afford on my own. And we had a lot of conversations where men would offer for cars, apartments, all of these things. And at the drop of the dime, if you don't want to deal with me, I'm now left with something that realistically I may not be able to maintain. And I think that hearing her say that she even gave up her whole career, there's so many women that do this in order to be a wife or stay-at-home mom, or when they meet a man that makes a certain amount of money, they just promise the world and say, hey, now you don't have to worry about anything. However, this is also where when we reach the divorce and niggas are like, nah, you ain't help him make this money. It's just like, bro, there's a lot of situations where men of power and men with money literally want to be able to have their wives when and where they want them, when and where they want them, period. And so the conversation now leading to, and I want to speak to even the women listening who are entrepreneurs, who are looking to create their own, to really think about what they would be giving up in the long term regarding their careers, regarding their businesses, regarding even their jobs. Jobs and careers, yes, there's a difference. But the idea of giving up on the trajectory of your own life to literally sit back and let someone live theirs is heartbreaking. And if you guys haven't been able to listen to it, it's a real trigger warning. Kandi did not give a trigger warning. There is rape, there is molestation, there is pedophilia, there is a lot of things that Nivea speaks on that definitely deserved a trigger warning, but also anyone looking to get into the industry, you hear both of them kind of go into, what they experienced early on in their careers.
I think the beautiful and encouraging thing about this sharing that Nivea did was also that it's coming sort of on the back end of us watching and I only got through 4 episodes because, girl, I couldn't. It was so painful to watch. Watching the encore on BET.
Bitch, it's good though.
And Nivea is comedy on the show.
She's the auntie too.
Like you're watching, like you're literally, she is. She's one of us. And I watched her and I was just like, yo, she got mad jokes. She's like, yo, what are y'all beefing about? This shit is crazy. And the whole time, I mean, you get to see Nivea's personality in a way that we have never gotten a chance to experience. And I think that having that context too leading into this interview, I think makes it that much more impactful, especially to young women that, you know, get in the industry. I think I have to applaud. I want to applaud Nivea for being upfront and forthcoming about her truth in a way that we've never gotten a chance to see before. And also, I think the timing of it, because we have had another opportunity to get to know her and validate her in a different way. Now, getting to hear her story makes her that much more impactful and important to young women in the industry, but also gives us a chance to look at the young women in the industry and see how we've gone from one end of the spectrum to another, right? We can go back even as far as talking about Aaliyah, right? And talking about how, you know, being young and in the industry and being attached to men, or even any young woman that's been attached to, I mean, Mariah Carey married Tommy Mottola when she was like, what, 22, 23? Like all of these young women that have had, you know, really budding careers and gotten not necessarily sidelined, but a little distracted by whatever romantic relationships they've had. We've gone from that generation to now this new generation of women who have prioritized their money, and then still been able to have it all. You know what I mean? Looking at a woman like a Kehlani who had a baby and was like, no, I want to be a mother and an artist and I'm going to do it and I'm going to get what I want and that's it.
I love it.
And she's done it so independently. And Cardi B, you know what I mean? Getting pregnant at the height of her career and saying, I can still do both.
Performing and still doing both.
I can still do both. And I think we've come a really long way as Black women, as women in the industry. And I think it's beautiful to see the growth and see the evolution of the women that continue to support each other and ride for one another. You know me, I'm a kumbaya ass bitch.
Kumbaya.
And I love Nivea, man. I want to see her do more. I want to see her more in the space. I love her in the reality TV space, but I would love to see her more, you know, conversational in this way too, because she's funny as shit and she's smart.
And for those of y'all watching on YouTube, y'all can't hear it, but I have probably one of Nivea's best records. And while it may not have been a single, it was on everybody MySpace page. So can I just let Complicated ride? You know Complicated, right? This is like one of
It was on everybody's MySpace.
It was on everyone's MySpace page. We know her from Laundromat, and I honestly too did not even realize she was on fucking Danger with Mystical.
Yeah.
Then this was literally on everyone's MySpace page, and now I'm thinking about.
And also, I think the important thing to realize too is that she was her and Wayne were very young when all this was happening. So you can't even really be mad. I mean, I don't want to say we can't really be mad at Wayne, but you can't, because when you're 18 and 19, we all make stupid ass choices.
Well, I be ready to be mad at all these niggas because they be motherfucking fucking with us and really affecting us for the long haul. And it's just upsetting me and my homegirls because
we should have been at Bella Noche.
If we can go to Bella Noche, where can we go? No, I think I don't know. This says a lot. And like I said, if y'all have not been able to watch this, you know, interview, I think also Kandi, we know her from not only her music, we know her from, y'all know I love Real Housewives. Bro.
She's also on The Chi.
But also, she's an actress.
Yes.
Bro, her motherfucking interview style. She literally makes sure once Nivea said something, she made sure to go back each time. No, elaborate on this. Well, you said this. And as I'm listening to it, bitch, I was clapping for Kandi. I was like, come on, girl. Because I know,
together.
Back to the comments. I know y'all say we cut people off and shit. Interviewing somebody and letting them speak, but also listening in a way to make sure you elaborate without making them cut off, but also letting them finish their thought is an art in itself. It's not the easiest thing, especially if you're on a podcast or in an interview session or in something that you know you are timed for.
Correct.
When someone gets to talking, again, you don't know if someone's gonna come in and sit on the couch and fucking have stories for days, or if you're gonna have to pull something out of them. You don't know until they actually sit down. And the way in which she conducted this interview was amazing. I know y'all, again, comments, y'all talk about us not letting people finish shit, but we have conversations here. It's not really an interview.
We do.
But this was beautifully executed.
And if you
interview.
want to listen to some interviews, then I thoroughly and highly recommend that you subscribe to our Patreon, because on our
Ooh, talk your
Patreon
shit.
we do conduct interviews, but we conduct conversational interviews. Also on our Patreon, we like to deep dive into the psyche of the artists, the entrepreneurs, the creatives that we get to talk to and talk with, and allowing them to share their journeys, their wisdom, their experiences. So I would really highly recommend that you all join the See the Thing Is Patreon, because that's where really we dig and we give all the time and the attention to the guests that we have on. Not that we don't on the regular feed, but we're able to make our guests feel more comfortable and personal, and in the way that we're able to speak with each other, right? And so, I would recommend you subscribe. We have 3 different tiers: $5, $10, $15. You should definitely get involved.
The link for that is not only in this description, but our next segment is what you guys will be getting this week on our Patreon, and it's our sing. Look, I'm like
Freshly squeezed, yeah.
Yeah, baby. Okay, so this week on Patreon, we do have Devon Terrell.
You just got to point to me when you need to
I'm like,
just give me a point.
And action.
There we go.
Even though I said cut and you said I can't say cut during action.
You cannot say cut when you're not the director.
Okay, my bad. I wear all the shoes. So
if you didn't see the behind the scenes on Patreon, you're missing out.
Yeah,
you might as well go just subscribe right now for that and that alone.
We did do the behind the scenes. Shout out to Carl and all the team who helped us make our Bad Boy spoof. But this week we actually are joined by Devon Terrell. You can get all of our Freshly Squeezed Patreon content at the $10 and up tier. And that was probably one of my favorite conversations.
It was so great.
Lie. It was so great.
He's so talented and so funny and so smart and communicates so well.
I love it. So I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all, I was in Raleigh this week. I was getting my box drop done. So the new music, I'm there, but I'm not. I have been listening to the Pop Smoke album. So my Freshly Squeezed is coming from the Pop Smoke album. And it's also unfortunate because it just reminds me of one of my favorite songs as well. But I'll get into that. Before I get into that, one of the songs that made headlines that I know a lot of y'all thought we were going to come in here and be like, oh my God, it was so amazing. Oh my God, I can't. Fucking listen. Normani, you're beautiful. Cardi, you're beautiful. That's all I have for the new song that dropped this week because the visuals are beautiful.
I don't even care about the song. I don't care about the song.
It is called Wild Side.
Do you know what upsets me?
I'll play it.
I think you should play it because I do want to discuss the fact that Normani is on all of these bitches' necks. Every single one, okay? Normani is a mood, a vibe, a vision board to behold, and we have not given her flowers adequately.
Well, because she can't make a hit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But not only is this video beautiful, she dances well. Girl, become Beyonce's backup. I don't know.
No.
I'm sorry. What other way to... I'm sorry. Maybe join another group. I don't know.
We just gotta give her different records. But the other thing I think is
who's picking, let me ask you, as an artist, how do you pick records that you know will resonate with who you are, and do you think...
You know what it is what I think there's a disconnect? We don't know her at all. I think we haven't gotten a chance to see, I don't know what her talking voice sounds like. I would love to know how her brain works because visually she's stunning. Visually she's unmatched right now. There's no other artist giving you visuals like this except for Doja Cat. There's no other artist on this level of visuals other than Doja Cat.
But also this is one video. She hasn't dropped a video in a year and a half. Doja is releasing damn near videos monthly at this point. I will also say, I put Normani in the category.
I'm just saying nobody's dancing like this. Nobody looks like this. Nobody's doing this.
Yep. You know who's dancing like this? Who also is trying to give the same sex appeal? Who? And who still isn't getting really hits?
Who?
Tinashe.
No.
Tinashe can dance.
She's not killing it like this. Not visually. She's not. She can dance. She's not giving us visuals like this. Tinashe is not giving us these visuals.
This to me is the first time I've seen Normani with visuals. And I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like this is super Cardi B's team. Like when I saw even the visuals of the weave over the boobs and super long, I was like, oh, I feel like
Colin Carter. Shout out to Colin.
I feel like Cardi's team was involved in the looks of this.
Otherwise,
Normani has not given us this.
Which is totally fine. But at the end of the day, a star is a star.
You know who Normani gave us before this? Candace from Real Housewives of Potomac. hanging with her friends, dancing on the block.
Oh, nah.
Like, she gave us dancing on the block before this. This is Normani's first video visual.
No.
That looks like this, bro.
Can we bring up
bring up Normani's last video, bro.
Bring up Normani's everything, because the motivation song she did had a cute video with some good choreo. She was paying homage actually to Beyonce.
Ago. Oh yeah, we get a video
I don't care
once
about
a year.
I don't care about the timing. That's fine. We don't need much more than that. If it's fire, this was a fire ass video for motivation. I thought this was great. The problem that I have is, right, we set the bar so fucking high for black girls and expect them to be Beyonce. They all gotta sing, they all gotta dance, they all gotta be light skinned, they all gotta fucking listen. We have given more credence and credibility to girls that do not look like Normani for enough time. And that's not to take away from Beyonce. Beyonce is one of the best to ever do it. Full stop. But let me be honest with you. Normani has not gotten the credit she deserves. She hasn't. She's incredibly
dancing on the block.
She's dancing like crazy, right? Motivation was actually a good record. But I feel this way about Victoria Monet too. She's another one that's incredibly talented that has not gotten the time and the space on the stage that she needs. We all running around watching Camila Cabello. We giving it to Billie Eilish. We doing all of this, but we not giving it to Normani.
Right.
To Dua Lipa too. Where are those type of records for Normani? You know what I'm saying? But I also think...
But you blame the label and A&R for that, correct?
I do. I don't blame her. But I would also, as Normani, I would love to know more about her, right? The beautiful thing about Chloe and Halle, right, which is what we've gotten a chance to see over the last year.
Yep.
We've gotten to see more about who Chloe Bailey is. She goes on live. She's singing covers that inspire her. She's giving you more of her personality. That to me makes an artist so much more relatable. Normani is so many girls that we know that danced since they were young, that were interested in working hard and trying to still maintain somewhat of a clean cut image. I think Normani is a beautiful example of how we should be wanting a lot of artists to come up and present themselves.
I mean, I would say up until this last video, clearly there was definitely a push.
This video is fucking lit. Motivation is fire. I know it's a year ago, but it's fire.
It's also still, I mean, I wouldn't say clean cut because this is still selling sex. And I think that's the problem too.
When I say clean cut, I mean it's selling choreo. It's not necessarily selling sex. This new video selling sex.
It's selling sex.
Yes, this video wasn't. This video was giving you choreo. She has an airbrush t-shirt around her waist.
But that's what I'm saying too. I feel like the problem is these aren't the idols anymore. So like the who people are looking up to now is the fucking Jadas and the Aries and the baby mamas of these artists. Like even the fact, and I know this is something that we don't care about, but the fact that Danny Lay was on a trajectory to really get somewhere, and now she's just about to be known as somebody baby mama, an artist baby mama. And so, unfortunately, like you didn't let this lead.
But I think what will work in Danny Lay's favor, as much as we don't care that she's pregnant and choosing to have a baby, that's totally her right. I think what worked for Danny, though, is we did get to see a glimpse of her personality early enough that there's enough people that are still rooting for her.
Right.
That still want to see her win, regardless of whatever circumstance, situation, whatever stupid ass shit she might have said. She still has shown a side of her personality that's likable, that's fun, that's energetic, and that ultimately loves to perform. And she's a star. She is, undeniably. So that's why I say, I think if we get to know Normani a little bit better as a person, we get to see more of who she is outside of just the performative aspects. I think that would really increase people's acknowledgement of her as an artist. I think it sucks that she's so talented and so beautiful and not getting the proper because to be honest with you, there's no amount of styling, and I can say this having been an artist, right? There's no amount of money and styling that you can put on an artist that's if they can't sell it. And to me, being able to put Normani, even if Colin Carter did that whole video and Cardi's team, first of all, shout out to Colin Carter for being a genius, visual genius. But I don't care if everybody on Cardi's team styled and did that whole video for Normani and Normani had no creative input. It takes a lot to even be able to carry that.
Right.
That's hard. Do you know what I'm saying? That's very fucking hard. If that's not who you are, you can't sell that. So to me, it doesn't matter what styling is. Normani is a star. She's incredible at this. And I think we just, number one, need to see better records. And number two, I think I would just love to hear her talk. I would love to hear what she likes, what she doesn't like, what movies she's watching, what shows she's into, what she does in her downtime. Like, give me something that's her, because she's got all the star qualities that are aspirational, right? But the difference between our generation and the artists that we looked at, they were not aspirational. They were inspirational. We were inspired by them, but we didn't really want to be them. We don't want to be them. Nobody wanted to grow up and be Michael Jackson. Nobody wanted that. And it's not a shade.
But you do have a lot of girls that want to be the Cardi B's, going from the strip club.
But
and
what I
Bronx
think
to
the difference,
where she's at now.
But that's because we know who she is.
Right.
So we're aspiring to do that because it's relatable. Normani is perfect, right? And she is in that visually perfect. And from what we see, it's very hard to relate to just this if I'm just seeing this. Because if I'm a young girl, I'm 35 and I can't relate to this because
I can't dance at all. Like
you know what I'm saying? So I need to find some other way to relate to her because the star power that she presents is not the part that's relatable, right? The part that we loved about Beyonce early on, regardless of how talented that she was the fact that she could still get up in an interview and tell you she ate a bucket of Popeye's chicken before she got here.
Right.
That's her favorite shit. That's why we loved Beyonce early on. The day one fans remember watching those interviews and being like, yeah.
And
like,
she was so Southern.
She was Southern.
Homegrown.
She was homegrown. She was still one of us and still felt like, damn, like we really, I rock with you. She's like, I hate that this is my favorite food, but I'm going to go do an hour on the Stairmaster after this because I already know what my body type hitting for. I know if I don't work out and eat this, it's going to stick to me. Like, she was a relatable girl, right? That's what we love about Meg. We watch Meg Thee Stallion. It's like, people can argue all day about, well, Meg doesn't have hit records, da-da-da. It doesn't even matter. You know how many girls there are like Meg, built like Meg, who are smart and educated like Meg, who've lost a parent, been through some shit, and who still come out on top? That's what we're looking for, and we haven't seen that from Normani yet. So the reason we haven't been able to give her flowers is not because she's not deserving talent-wise, but we don't know her. I don't know nothing about her as a woman other than the fact that she's beautiful, she's talented, and she came from a group that was always really fire. Every single girl from Fifth Harmony was fire.
And I was about to say the group where she was the only black girl.
The only black girl.
So...
And she's fucking killing it.
Yeah, she is.
Look at this outfit.
Oh no, she has Swarovski. It's Pasties.
She has Swarovski crystals on her titties and on her box. Let me tell you something. I cannot think of five women that could do this as confidently, pull this off that are not strippers.
I know that's right. Because strippers are the most confident bitches.
They really are.
I'll tell you that.
So, listen, I'm giving Normani all the flowers for this visual. I want to hear better.
Visual.
I want to hear better and more personal records from her because I want to know more about her. The reason we love Demi Lovato is because Demi Lovato is up there like, yeah, I'm a drug addict. I've been through some shit. What's up? We love Britney Spears because Britney Spears been through some shit.
Right.
Like, part of what we love about Rihanna, as much of as a star she is, she's been through some shit. We know we have an idea of knowing who she is. She's our bestie in our heads. Like we need that. So whoever's on Normani's team, if y'all paying attention to this podcast, we're gonna have a beautiful artist on the show next week that I cannot wait to dive into because she's got so much experience in this space as well and understanding all of the trials and tribulations that female artists have and experience.
We have a great guest coming next week. I'm excited.
I need to see more from Normani because this type of shit, bitches are not fucking with Normani with this shit, bro. I just need to see more of who she is. That's it.
And while this is a song that hopefully some of y'all liked, we didn't, but I did want to bring up that that I have been listening to Pop Smoke's last album. Clearly, he was one of those artists that I would say decided to take the Tupac methodology and just staying and living in the studio. So for the fact that we can get a whole nother project less than a year after he left us, I think it's amazing. He had really, really dope also features. So Ross is on the album, Kanye, Pusha T, 21 Savage, Busy Banks, Future, of course. The song I'm going to play, Neptunes, there we go. Top Shotta, that was track 7. But the song I'm going to play that I enjoyed only because it also reminds me of one of my favorite songs from him. I want to play Woo Baby. This is featuring Chris Brown. And it does remind me of You Liking What You See? Everything designer, that's on me. And I don't even know if this is the same verse or the same sample.
This is a So Sick from Neo sample.
That is, you do hear that. I hear that too now.
Yeah.
And y'all know Chris Brown come in sounding just like Chris Brown. Not I gave her good dick and I lasted. All right. You see where
it's the flow, yeah.
But it's the same cadence as the song with Gunna.
Yep.
Like, come on, Chris, we need something new now. But I do love it.
No, I like this.
I need you to just sound like this on every song.
Well, this was probably done around the same time, though.
Yeah, you might be
right. So
right.
it's the same flow.
crazy.
Love this.
Right? So yeah, that was Woo Baby, Pop Smoke, and Chris Brown on his new project, Faith. Yes. It's a really dope project. I've been listening to it just like I did his last project, and I enjoy it. Other features include Pharrell Williams, Kodak, Quavo, Kid Cudi, Dua Lipa. Like literally, whoever clearly was on his team definitely wanted his musical genius to live on, and this was a dope project. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it.
Shout out to Pop Smoke. We still keeping the memory alive. Dior.
Now y'all know she gonna come in with the motherfucking.
So I mean, listen. I was in Costa Rica all week, so I was in a vibey mood. But before we get into the vibes, I do want to play a song by the homie Fligo because it definitely made me feel like vacation, and it's something that he just released called Quarantana. And I love it because it's giving me big vacation vibes. So I want to start with that, and then I'm gonna gradually slow y'all down and bring y'all into the vibes. But this is called Quarantana by Fligo because this was just giving me good fun in the club with some hookah.
Fligo?
Yeah.
This is English?
Yeah.
What is El Fligo?
His name is Fligo.
Oh,
The
okay.
artist's name is Fligo.
This is cultural appropriation.
He's doing all the stuff that we do just in Mexico.
Bro, he put on a sombrero. All right.
It's a good summer record. I love it. Because I also had this kind of experience at Tulum. It was a vibe. Mexico got some good energy and some good vibes. Quarantana. Yeah, it's my shit.
I ain't mad.
I bang with that. It's just
I ain't
good,
mad.
some good energy. It's like
I ain't
a
mad.
good little energy song. Shout out to
I ain't
Fligo.
even mad at that. I ain't even mad at that.
Yes. I love that. Okay, so I told you I was in Costa Rica. So that was a vibe that I was listening to while I was on my way because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be on the ocean, I'm gonna be on the beach. And then I got there and then it was like, all right, cool, it's not super sunny.
It was jungle.
It was jungle. It was a rainforest.
It was trees.
So it wasn't
It was
super.
bugs.
We were on the beach.
It was
but
monkeys.
It was definitely not giving. It was not giving like clear water vibes. It was definitely giving like, all right, cool, we're gonna sit on the beach for a little bit because the waves were big. It was surfer. It was more of a surfer vibe. So you know we had to just chill. So it was a chill week. And to honor the chill week, Omalay, who's another artist that I love, has a record called Understand, and it's just a good like sitting on the beach with a Mai Tai or a pina colada type of energy kind of song. You know, I love Afro beats, y'all. Anybody who knows me knows I'm into it. So this was definitely, you know, sitting on the beach, enjoying my little drink, getting a little lit, little rum punch action. This was the energy I was given.
I like that.
You know, I'm into the vibes. You know, I love the vibes. But yeah, that's our Firstly Squeeze segment, guys. We just were, you know, trying to keep the energy high.
Not only energy high, like
And
I said,
vibrations.
like if you want to like really get deep into like a whole segment or episode on our Freshly Squeezed, our videos on Patreon, because we don't have to follow YouTube guidelines.
Yeah,
y'all get to hear the music,
so we don't look stupid just in here like yeah. You can get into it on Patreon without having to look at us like we're dumb on
But
YouTube.
what's also awesome is we dive into it with the artists.
Yes, we do.
and our most recent Freshly Squeezed that drops this Wednesday. He wrote and produced all of his tracks too. It was a really, really dope conversation. But yeah, I guess let's go ahead and get into shit we don't care about.
Shit we don't care
Even
about.
though we gonna sit here and talk about like we care about it.
No,
I
we're
promise
not.
We don't
I promise
really
you
care
we're
about
not.
it. No,
I promise you we're not.
no,
Nope, we don't care
no,
about
you
it.
said you don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a damn if you don't give a damn. All I'm looking for is just a one. No?
We should do some Fresh and Squeezed honorable mentions. People that did drop projects. Blast from LA, he dropped a project. I don't remember the name of the producer. Sid from the internet also dropped a song called Fast Car. My homie C.S. Armstrong also dropped a cover of Limit to Your Love, which is a Feist record, Feist cover.
Shansia dropped Run.
Yes.
And while again, it's one of those, I'm not a super fan of the song. I believe the visuals were dope, even though it was highly compared to Lil Nas X since it was like devil shit.
Yeah, the homie Eric Bellinger dropped a joint. I think it's called Only Fan. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Alex had that on the list too. Yeah.
All right. So what did you not care about this fucking week, bro?
I didn't care about Richard Sherman breaking into his in-laws and all of that stuff. I think the NFL needs to mandate some mental health protocol at this point for their players, because I just think overall, I think NFL players suffer a lot from just suppressed and repressed aggression. And I think that they undergo a lot of physical trauma, which I think then can lead to emotional trauma. And I just think that athletes in general, and it doesn't have to be limited to the NFL, but I think we see more often than not a lot of violent outbursts from NFL players. And I think that they would really benefit from some mandated, required, and provided mental health outlets for them, because this is really upsetting, and I'm just really sad to see, another beautiful, talented Black man, having a weakness and flaw exposed this way. So, yeah. That's what I don't care
also,
about
what I do not care about is the usage of Justin LeBoy being the rollout for Donda, which is, I suppose, the new album being dropped by Kanye West. I don't know. I just feel like Kanye's way too big of a megastar to be using someone with a meme page for their rollout. He was in Vegas this week playing not only new music to whoever was in Vegas this weekend, but also to Kevin Durant, who was there. Many of you guys who do not know, Big 3 has started in Vegas, along with Team USA being out there for their practice. I believe they practice out there. So there's a lot of people in Vegas. And the fact that Kanye is using Justin LeBoy, I don't care about it, but B, I just thought Kanye to be way too big of a superstar to depend on Justin to roll out his tweets on how dope the music is. I think it's, I'm not here for it.
Nope.
I'm not here for it.
I don't care.
I literally do not give a fuck.
And I love Justin. I know Justin.
But also, I'll be honest with you. And again, as creatives, we are people who are able to change our mind and grow with time.
Yeah.
Kanye is one of those that, I'm sorry, I cannot support, although I do think his shoes are comfortable. I'm going to say I'm supporting Adidas with that. But in terms of musically, and as a creative, I think that he has lent his, I don't know, his visibility to lean on things that have been detrimental to not only our society, but I think that he's been someone who's kind of just been fraudulently benefiting off of. So it's
all been propaganda.
It's all propaganda. So we met him with, of course, the George Bush doesn't support Black people, doesn't like Black people. He came for that. He was for Black people just to be a public supporting Republican with the Trump campaign.
The only thing
and
that
I just can't. And then also like using religion also as a way to sell overpriced clothing and music has also been I don't know. I'm good on him. I'm good on supporting anything that he does.
Yeah,
outside of his Yeezys because they're comfortable.
I would like to.
But that's why I also bought mine from Walmart.
I would like to hear more music from him and nothing else. I don't want to hear anything else from him other than music. To be honest, because I think he's abused his platform, and I think musically he's a genius and he's contributed to the culture in that way, in the best way. So I'd rather we just keep the focus on that. Yeah, definitely don't care about anybody being a part of his rollout though.
Agree.
What else do we not care about this week?
Hold on, what else I get? What else I get?
Danny Lee. Danny Lee announced her pregnancy, which
that.
we all knew months ago. So
we
don't
knew
care
months
about
ago. And Sean King deactivating his Twitter.
I think that's that's great. I think
No,
you
it's
need to
not,
put-
because guess what he did? He went on his fucking Instagram and put his wife's Cash App and said, "Hey, I'm gone off socials, but please give my wife some birthday money." So
dear.
while deactivating his Twitter and saying he wasn't gonna say anything, he's still using his platforms to fucking collect coins for personal gain. Sean King, cut
That's
it the fuck
yucky.
out.
Yeah, that's yucky.
Ugh.
That's a little
Sickening.
yucky. Yeah.
Jesus.
That's a little yucky. I didn't know that was
Yeah,
happening.
it's yucky.
don't
So
like that.
in his
I don't
little
like it.
Instagram bio, he has his wife's Cash App and is like, "Hey, but it's her birthday, so make sure you surprise and, make sure you support her for her birthday, boy.
Wow.
Take your motherfucking ass on."
Wow. Well, anyway.
Right.
I mean, it's
Anything else you
unfortunate.
don't care about?
What else?
There
did I not
wasn't
care
much.
about?
I will
There
say
wasn't much.
there was a lot going on this week. So next week, so that we don't spoil it for you guys, we will get into Space Jam next week.
Yeah.
Y'all
There's
know
a lot of TV that we'll get
there's
into
a
next week.
ton of
Yeah.
TV that we'll get into next
Yeah.
week. Y'all also know that Bridget and I watch different.
Oh yeah,
television.
I'm locked into Loki. I'm locked into Betty the Shy. I'm locked into the premiere of Kanan, which is a part of the Power universe. Also came up, and that was fantastic. I watched the first episode. I'm locked in. I love it. And my man is from Queens, so of course anything that comes out of Queens is it's mandated in our household. So.
Well, I am locked into the upcoming reunion of Jocelyn's Cabaret. The reunion.
did she premiere a song on the Cabaret?
Bitch, do it like it's my bidet.
No, not
do
that.
it
I
like
thought,
it's
didn't
another-
she released another song or something? She released something else.
I don't know, but I think that show is wonderful, and you get to see titties. And then I also am watching the reunion to Married with Medicine, and of course the new season of Real Housewives of Potomac, bitch. So that's like what my TV is
Yes,
stemmed from. A whole
yes.
bunch of drama filled.
We'll get into more of that.
Older women. But yeah, how we getting out of here?
Oh, I got something.
Hey Mike, tell us how we getting out of here,
Not
girl.
A Mike.
Nah, go ahead. I want to thank all of y'all for supporting not only us. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who has been a Friends with Benefits since episode 19. We love y'all. We rock with y'all. Ebony, amazing last week. Shout out to everyone again who's joined us on this couch. And like I said, for those friends that you haven't got to meet,
Yes.
go on over to Patreon.
Please.
We got more Friends with Benefits over there.
And some more stories, some more really in-depth stories.
Mm-hmm.
We want to let y'all get to know us a little bit better too, and not just through the nasty comments that people put up on Joe's Network YouTube.
So come on over and support us. I'm super excited.
And get into the conversations too, because I'm in
that
the
part.
comments, Mandy's in the comments. We are
Well,
monitoring
you know
it
I'm
daily.
in the comments, bitch. I stay in
So
the
I
comments.
mean, I love to converse. We all love to talk. So we'll be in there communicating with y'all, our Friends with Benefits, our gang members, nieces and nephews.
Gang.
We love y'all. And Mandy's gonna be in Cabo for the rest of this week. That's why I had to put on a summertime song. Regardless of where you are, I really hope that you're enjoying your summer safely.
Masked up, vaxxed up.
Safely. Please be
Waxed
safe out
up.
there. If it's not gonna be thinking about you, think about the people around you that might have to think about other people. So just be safe out there, man. Enjoy your summer.